Everybody wants a place to call home. And everybody would love that house to be a house that is cool in the summertime and warm in the wintertime, a house that is quiet and comfortable and doesn't cost them a lot of money. What if you don't even have a house? What if you're looking for a house to make your forever home? A house that does all of those things that we think a home should do. It protects us from the environment and provides a wonderful place to raise our children. Well, this is a story about Jason Nichols, and he's building an amazing house with his family, a house that we really think is going to be something special. This house is going to be a Living Building Challenge house.
I'm Jason Nichols. I'm co-owner and co-leader of Windhorse Orchard, a project for the Living Building Challenge and for Passive House that is a regenerative house design project. We were looking for certain characteristics in a house, and as we looked around, we were searching for a home that, for one thing, was south-facing. This house is 2 degrees off of south. We figured that's good enough, but it has a wide roof plane that's perfect for photovoltaic panels. It has a crawl space. That gives us access to the plumbing. And that was important. If we worked with a house that had a slab foundation, we wouldn't have been able to reconfigure the plumbing for gray water. So that was another consideration. We bought a home that was a fixer-upper, and that was another important factor. The roof, the siding, the windows and doors were toward the end of their life. When we went in and we replaced these things, we wouldn't be throwing away good materials. We'd be replacing materials that needed to be replaced. So that was another important factor. We wanted a house with some land. We didn't know how much. We wanted land so that we could send gray water to irrigate plants. We wanted to have some food production, and we wanted to interact with wildlife. We wanted to provide some form of habitat. Another aspect of this property that was important to us is that it is a rural property on agricultural zoned land, and it's in an unincorporated part of Sonoma County, which means we have to work with the Sonoma County jurisdiction, but we don't have the layer of city government regulation. The other aspect about being a rural property is we have a groundwater well and we have a septic tank, which means we are disconnected in terms of our water, and we can have a closed loop water system to the extent possible on this property. It's a little nerve-wracking to go into a project that was unconventional and not know how it was going to be treated by the regulators was actually one of the biggest concerns we had. I have a couple of rules. One is to make sure that the house integrates with the land. And in fact, I think the more the house integrates with the land and the more the land integrates with the house, the more likely we are to use natural materials and to be more in harmony with nature. Taking a look at modern construction has made me realize how far we've gone in order to insulate ourselves from the natural environment. And when we look, for example, at materials toxicity, and when we consider what's been used in the building practices in order to create a home that is insulated from insects, from rodents, from skunks and foxes and other animals, as well as moisture, as well as other factors in the outside environment, I realize we've almost dug a hole for ourselves by using materials that aren't compatible with the environment, that are not compostable, that are not renewable and sustainable. We can't necessarily continue building the way we're building. And I don't know how far we need to go to get to something that is truly organic and sustainable. It was a very good thing that I was naive in getting started on this, in part because I think in order to do a project like this, you have to be open-minded. When we started this project, we talked to a lot of contractors who, after hearing our naive ideas about where we wanted to go with our project, said, no thank you, we don't want to do it. We've been doing it our way for 20 years, for 30 years, and we don't want to change that much. And we were fortunate to find Spencer, who was open-minded and experienced at the same time. If you find a contractor like that, grab a hold of that person and put them to work on your house, because it's rare that you find someone with that kind of experience and the curiosity about how it can be done better.